And now he is doing the mallet. He's ripping over the administrative state. He's doing mass layoffs of the federal regulatory agencies. And it's crazy to me that people don't understand that, like, these are the same problems that have persisted that he's basically worsening by also, you know, removing tens of thousands of people that work for the federal government with like decent paying jobs. I'm a big advocate for more government employees. I think we should have millions more, not less. Give everybody a fucking job.
Oh, well, I think that we should have, I think women should get paid so that they can be at home with their children. And that way, or a man, if one of them wants to work.
Yeah. No.
And then the other one can be at home to be a parent. You know, I wish that was something that we did with our money.
They would never do that, though. That's the problem. They hate.
There was a case for it at one point.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like, Republicans especially, Democrats won't do either. Because, like, both parties kind of like the austerity stuff. Like,
What does austerity mean?
Austerity is belt tightening, like fiscal belt tightening, as in, you know, lowering expenditures and cutting social safety nets, basically.
Well, I think people are getting to their wits end where it's like nobody believes that either one of these parties is doing anything, right? I think because you've had the same problems, you've had the same things happen time over time, and maybe some of it at a certain point you realize, well, that's just the cost of business. It's just like, it's just become so bloated. It's become more about them, like you're saying, more about corporations and less about everyday people.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's never
just
been
what it is.
Yeah, it's never been about people, in my opinion. It's like New Deal with a lot of like socialist, communist pressure at the time.
FDR's New Deal.
Yeah, FDR's New Deal.
What was it? Bring it up.
FDR's New Deal definitely brought forth a lot of prosperity to America, like got us out of the muck of the Great Depression.
The New Deal was a series of domestic programs.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to, was a series of domestic programs, public works projects, and financial reforms and regulations enacted by President FDR in U.S. between 33 and 38, in the 1900s, with the aim of addressing the Great Depression, which began in 1929. Wow, dude. So he had to be right on the back of the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Because people always, like they'll quote him all the time, you know?
Yeah. He did a lot. Look, he dealt with the pressing bank crisis through the Emergency Banking Act, 1933 Banking Act, Federal Emergency Relief Administration. We set up Social Security. I mean, there's so much that they did in that era because like Americans were I mean, they were experiencing tremendous hardship.
So you're saying a lot of this felt like it was done for the people.
Yeah, it was done for the people because it was a necessary. It was basically necessary for them to do this at the time because of all of the deregulation in the banking side with oil barons and all these like robber barons basically like picking apart and dominating everyday American existence and the economic collapse that came with that. And then someone had to come in and fix this shit. And I think Donald Trump is basically not doing the FDR thing, but the reverse. He's fucking it up and taking it back to like a pre-New Deal era, and
giving it more towards corporations. You think?
Oh, 100%. I mean, he got Elon Musk right there. He's the richest guy on the planet. He's just putting his through his weird, ugly, egg-shaped penis through every single regulatory agency.
Have people seen his penis? I haven't seen that.
I don't know. That's what
I don't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were saying he's got a weird dick.
Really?
I believe it.
First of all, yeah. If I'm Elon Musk, I'm definitely getting a crazy dick. I'm getting a fucking designer dick. I'm getting a
that's what they're
two-seater. I'll get a damn three-seater cock.
Yeah, they're saying
I'll put suicide doors on my dick, dude. If I'm Elon Musk. But here's what I would say is to counter the thing about Elon is like, or just to discuss it really. I think people are like, we don't give a fuck who's auditing this thing. And finally there's like, this is the person to audit. This is the person that's going to audit. This is somebody we can blame if something fucks up. This is somebody that at least they're saying that they're going to audit the government. Like, why do we even have to audit our own government?
But we have, see, that's the problem. We already have an auditing agency. So these guys unironically created an additional agency, which is redundant, to eliminate redundancy. And
that's interesting.
The unfortunate side of this is that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So they go in and they just like pull data and they basically make these public declarations about, $1 billion is going to this or that.
Oh, yeah.
Like they straight up lied. They were like, oh yeah, we already cut like $200 billion of funds. And then like the New York Times and all these other like actual investigative reporters went in, looked at the data, and they were like, dude, that's a lot. Like there's one instance where they claimed that they cut $8 billion and they actually cut $8 million. Like, how do you carry over so many goddamn zeros? They're just like, fuck it, who cares? No one will fact check it. No one will look it up.
Well, the crazy thing is though, now you have whoever our original auditing system was, and then you have this second, and now we have this second auditing system. But dude, it goes to like, I'll have a financial, like an investment banker, right? Mm-hmm. But there's times, and I probably should, I want to hire somebody to audit my financial advisor, because I'm like, is this guy stealing money from me? Because you hear so many stories of people getting stolen from, just like in entertainment, different industries, whatever. But it starts to be like, I don't even know who to trust anymore. And I think that's where most people feel like it is. It's like, I don't know if most people necessarily feel like that Elon or DOGE is the best, but it's like now it feels like, okay, well, there's a government system that's supposed to be doing this, and then there's a privatized system that's supposed to be doing this. Now, who's the crook? Who knows?
And so they think like, oh, it's good. It's good that we're like downsizing a little bit. It's like, no, dude, you're going to start slowly but surely 5 years down the line, notice it. You're going to start noticing that things are just not working. Yeah. Like air traffic control is a great example of this since the Reagan era. Like the numbers of air traffic controllers, even though air traffic has increased, the number of air traffic controllers have not kept up with the increase of air traffic. So you got towers where there's like one dude. There's got to be like 30 dudes in that tower. I don't want the fucking plane. I don't want planes to crash. You know what I mean?
Or probably more of them have started to work in. If that's true, is there less FAA people?
No, there's probably more FAA people, especially with like TSA and whatnot. But I'm saying that it hasn't matched up to the rate of air. Like there's more planes in the sky is what I'm saying. When there's more planes in the sky, you need more air traffic controls.
We're cut. The FAA helped supported air safety union. President Donald Trump's administration has said no one at the federal FAA with a critical safety position has been fired as it cuts the federal workforce. Some FAA jobs were eliminated, had direct roles in supporting safety inspectors and airport operations, according to their union and former employees.
This is another way that they lie, by the way. And Karen Bass did this with the LA wildfires, where she was like, oh, we didn't actually cut the LAFD budget. They did. They cut the support budget. But when you cut the support budget, yeah, sure, you're not cutting the actual firefighters, right? You're not reducing their numbers. But when you cut the support staff budget, you're cutting mechanics. When you cut the mechanics and your fucking fire engine is busted, you send it over and it just sits in a goddamn yard for months because now there's no fucking mechanics to fix the goddamn car.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're down one fire engine. It all works together.
I'm curious to see, because Trump's making, and there's so many like executive orders and things right out of the gate, and there's so much focus on him by the media too. But I'm curious to see if some of these things turn out to help long term.
There's no way.
I'm hopeful that they are. I'm hopeful that if they're going to cut Medicare or Medicaid, that it's also because they have they're going to make price transparency from hospitals, right? And so then the expenses won't be as high, right? Like I'm hoping that there's some long-term strategy to a lot of his ideas. Like the same thing with Gaza and Israel. I don't know if there is. It seems I don't like it. But I'm hopeful.
Trump is a major Israel dick rider. He's not changing that at all.
I think you couldn't find 30 of these people that aren't, it feels like these days.
Yeah, no, especially in the American government. It's really, really awful.
Yeah.